and then we went into to the studio to record Ennismore, and I did I think 4 or 5 tracks on
Tell
that.
us about the tracks you did.
Yeah.
There's one you're very in particular you're fond of.
Well, one I'm particularly fond of is a track called "Pay Me Later," which opens the second side 2. And that was because, and this is a bit of bass player speak here,
Okay.
because I was sort of experimenting with all kinds of ways of making myself a better bass player, and I came across Ray Brown's bass method, which of course is for string bass.
Right.
But in Ray Brown's bass method, there's a marvelous section, a study on tenths, playing minor tenths, major tenths, with various, patterns, and and I was really sort of, because I to be honest with you, I didn't even know what a tenth was until I started studying that, and then I thought, well, I better get myself together and really, learn the instrument a lot more,
Right.
and so that gave me an opportunity to try out these major tenths.
Right.
And I thought I'll never get away with this because it was I thought it was a great bass line,
Right.
and it was quite busy and very melodic, and afterwards everybody said, "Wow, that's great," because I honestly thought they said, "Nah, keep it simple." So that was great, and there's another a good story, and I think it's saying "A Sign from Me to You," or is it "A Sign from Me to You," and there's a bass line on that, which I made up,
Okay.
only to later find that Christopher Gunning, who was the arranger, he'd arranged all the strings on Colin's big orchestral album, only to find out when I heard it that he'd taken my bass line and doubled it up with a load of strings. And it's got arranged by Christopher Gunning, and I thought, well, he could have said featuring Steve's bass line, but that's a good story. And
What was it like working with Chris White? You're a Zombie fan. Now he produced the record.
he's a great guy, great producer, and he was obviously a great friend of Colin. And
Right.
and yeah, I thought he was, and of course he's a musician himself, so
Bass
no airs and graces. I just remember it being a lot of fun actually.
Okay.
And for one reason or I can't remember what happened after that, but it was sort of shortly after that really that I came to Ronnie Lane's attention.
Yeah. And the other bass player on that, somebody you knew, Jim Rodford, yes?
Jim Rodford, yeah, I used to do depth for him.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Well, he was also at one point in his career, he was a bass player with it was called the GB Blues Company.
Okay.
And they were very good. They had a singer called Root Jackson, who's very well known, who's a very old friend of mine. And so, when Jim was off touring or so with somebody else or something like that, I used to borrow his gear and stand in for him with the GB Blues Company. And we got to know each other, and I felt Jim is one of my heroes in many ways because a fabulous bass player, very, very, very talented musician, and a lovely man.
Yeah, he was.
A really, really nice guy.
Yeah.